Hi guys, welcome to World of Knowledge. Today we are going to discuss about the Jovian moons or the moons of the Jupiter. Jupiter has a total of 67 known moons including 4 large moons known as the Galilean satellites. This almost qualifies it as another solar system. Its size plays a role in the number of moons orbiting it because there is a large area of gravitational stability around it to support many moons. The moons of Jupiter have orbital period ranging from 7 hours to almost 3 Earth years. Some of the orbits are nearly circular while the moons farthest from Jupiter have more irregular orbits. Most of Jupiter's moons are small, which is less than 9.7 km in diameter. In January 1610, Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei discovered 4 of Jupiter's moons, now called Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Cassiopeia. He originally referred to the individual moons numerically as 1, Roman number 1, 2, 3, and 4. 8 satellites, the 4 Galilean and 4 smaller moons, are closer to the planet and provide the dust that make up the Jupiter's ring. Now we will discuss about the 4 large moons of the Jupiter. The first is the Io is the innermost of the 4 Galilean moons of Jupiter. It is the fourth largest moon. It has its highest density among all the moons and it is the right known object in the solar system. With over 400 active volcanoes, Io is the most geologically active object in the solar system. This extreme activity is being of tidal heating from friction that is generated within Lo's interior as it is pulled between Jupiter and other Galilean satellites Europa, Ganymede, and Cassiopeia. Several volcanoes produce pumps of sulfur and sulfur dioxide that climb as high as 500 km above the surface. Low surface is also dotted with more than 100 mountains that have been uplifted by extensive compression at the base of low silicate crust. Some of these peaks are even taller than Mount Everest. Io orbits Jupiter at a distance of 4,021,700 km from Jupiter's center and 3,050,000 km from its cloud tops. Its orbit lies between those of Theia and Europa, including Jupiter's inner satellites. Io is the fifth moon out of Jupiter. Now we are going to discuss more about Europa. Europa, the second Jupiter moon, is the sixth closest moon of Jupiter and the smallest of its 4 Galilean satellites, but is still the sixth largest moon in the solar system. Like all the Galilean satellites, Europa is named after a lover of Zeus, the Greek contractor of Jupiter, after the daughter of King of Tyre. Europa takes almost 4 days to orbit Jupiter. Like its fellow Galilean satellites, it is distantly looked to Jupiter, with one hemisphere of Europa constantly facing Jupiter like Earth's moon. Europa is one of the smoothest objects in the solar system. However, its equator have been thought to be covered with 10-meter tall ice spikes called penitents. These are formed by the effect of direct overhead sunlight on the equator and melting vertically cracks. Its most striking surface features are a series of dark streaks crossing the entire globe called lines. The edges of this crust on either side of the cracks have moved relatively to each other. Europa has an outer layer of water around 10 km thick. Some are frozen ice above the crust and some are liquid ocean beneath the ice. Scientists believe that a layer of liquid water exists beneath Europa's surface. It is heat from tidal flexing that allows the subsurface ocean to remain liquid. Europa is slightly smaller than the Moon. At just over 3,100 km in diameter, it is the sixth largest moon and 15th largest object in the solar system. However, by a wide margin, it is the least massive of the Galilean satellites. Nonetheless, it is comparatively large than all the known moons in the solar system. Now we are going to know more about the Ganymede. Ganymede, Jupiter's third moon, is the Jupiter satellite. It is the largest moon in the solar system. It has a diameter of 5268 km, 8% of larger than Mercury, but has only 45% of its mass. Its diameter is 2% larger than Saturn's Titan, the second largest moon. It has also the highest mass of all planetary satellites, with 2.02 times the mass of Earth's moon. It is the seventh moon and third Galilean satellite on the outer side of Jupiter, orbiting at about 1.070 million kilometers. It takes Ganymede about 7 Earth days to orbit Jupiter. Ganymede orbits Jupiter at a distance of 1,070,400 km. It is third among the Galilean satellites and completes a revolution every 7 days and 3 hours. Like most known moons, Ganymede is tindally locked with one side away facing towards the planet. Its average density suggests a composition of approximately equal parts rocky material and water, which is mainly ice. Some additional volatile ices such as ammonia may also be present. It appears to be fully differentiated, consisting of an iron sulfate, iron core and silicate mantle. The precious thickness of the different layers of its interior depend on the assumed composition of silicates and small amount of sulfur in the core. Ganymede was probably formed by an acceleration in Jupiter's subnebula, a disk of gas and dust surrounded Jupiter after its formation. The acceleration of Ganymede probably took about 10,000 years ago, larger than Mercury and Pluto, and only slightly smaller than Mars. Ganymede would easily be classified as a planet if it were orbiting the Sun rather than Jupiter. Now we are going to know more about the Castle 2. Castle 2 is the most heavily cratered object in the solar system. It also has the oldest landscape. It is the outermost of the Galilean moons and has the lowest density compared to the four. Was named after the daughter of the king, Arcadic Lycaon, who was a companion of Artemis, the hunting goddess. Like other moons, its rotation is locked in other to be synchronous with its orbit. The length of a Callisto day and its orbit period is about 16.7 days. It also experiences less tidal influences than other Galilean moons because it orbits beyond Earth, Jupiter's main radiation belt. Its surface is the oldest in the solar system. It does not show any signs that geological activity in general have ever occurred on it. It is thought to have evolved predominantly under the influence of impacts. Prominent surface features include multi-ring structures, variously shaped impact craters and chains of craters, and associated scarps, ridges, and deposits. The absolute age of the landforms are not known, while craters are its signature feature. Its surface coloring is also the darkest of the Galilean moons. Its composition consists of magnesium and iron bearing hydrates, silicates, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and possibly ammonia and other organic components. It also consists of equal amount of rocks and ice. The likely presence of an ocean within Callisto leaves a possibility that it could harbor life. Because of its low radiation levels, it has long been considered as the most suitable place for a human base for future exploration on the Jovian system. Today's fun fact is the radiation level at the surface of Europa is sufficiently high, resulting in severe illness or even death in human beings who are exposed to it even for a single day. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and press the like button. And I will be coming with more moons of the solar system. Thank you and have a nice day.